Good morning. This is Professor Minton, and welcome to Accounting 2102, Principles of Accounting 2, which we normally refer to as managerial accounting. And for those of you who already had me, you'll see that this course is structured very much like the 2101 course in the way that we do grading and all that sort of thing. Some of the information that you need, actually most of it, is right here on the syllabus. And so, as you can see, I have this is my office phone number. Um, I'll I'll send you my personal number as well because if you're unable to get a hold of me for any reason, um, you can always give me a call directly on my personal phone or send me a text. If you do have an email, I need you to send that email to randy.minton@abac.edu. Please do not use the email function that is in Georgia View for your class. The reason is I can't forward that email. So I have like 7 classes, and it's very difficult for me to keep up with 7 different email accounts every day. So it's just easier for me to forward everything to a single email. In this case, since I can't do that forwarding from Georgia View, I'd just like you to contact me through randy.min@abac.edu. If you do slip up and send one through Georgia View and you don't get a response, well, that's the reason. So just send me a text or whatever. I'm not being unresponsive. I just don't check that email that often. Okay, so jumping forward, it's the same book that we used in the last class. I think the newest edition is the 24th edition, but you can use either the 24th or the 23rd. We're not going to use Connect for this class. We'll do it the same way that I did before. I'll create all the homework assignments, all the examinations, so you don't have to worry about buying that $130 Connect product. Okay, as you see me scrolling down through the syllabus here, there's really not a whole lot that's new. Your attendance policy, of course, since this is an online course, will be evaluated based upon your going to the Georgia View product and the portal and signing in and looking for information or posting your quizzes and those sorts of things. And speaking of which, you'll have a quiz about every week, either a quiz or an examination every week. And that's one of the ways that I'll keep track of your attendance. But at least in the first couple of weeks, I'm going to be looking to see whether or not you're hitting the site at least once or twice a week. If you do not, then you're in violation of the attendance policy. And because we have a financial aid issue, if you do not attend, I'll report you as non-attending, and then you may be dropped from the class. So then we'll have to worry about how you get back into it and so forth. So please just go out to Georgia View and make sure you're signing in and reading all the information and so forth. I will be posting some videos out there, this one included, but I'll be posting some videos out there. We're probably not going to do a Zoom meeting until I get the extended license because it just takes longer for me to do the meeting than the 40 minutes on the short license will allow. So, and you know, maybe a week or so, but then I'll start doing Zoom meetings. Zoom meetings are such that they are not mandatory in terms of your attendance. I do record them. You know, sometimes I've had as many as 0 people attend those meetings, and if I have 0 people there, I'm not going to run a Zoom meeting. So, if you're interested in that particular um, interaction, then you need to attend those meetings. Again, as we look at the grading scale, there are 5 modules to start with, of which I will count 4. Those modules are your homework assignments, which there are 5 in each module. There are 2 modules, so there are 10 total homework assignments, a total of 40 points available. Each one of those module counts for 20 points each. Then you'll have 3 examinations leading up to the final. So that'll give you 5 total grades, of which I will drop 1. I'll drop your lowest grade. Now, if that happens to be, if you're doing, if you have perfect scores on everything, it'll still be dropped. And you still have to take the final. The final is a standalone item, and you do have to take the final. There aren't any ways that you can opt out of the final. Now, the good news is if you were able to get perfect scores on all of the examinations and homework assignments and so forth, which I don't think I've ever seen anybody do, but it could be, I suppose. Then you'll need a very low score on the final in order to get an A out of the class. But going into the final, no one will be able to go into it with a score higher than 80. And I'll send you a template that you can post all your stuff to. As you get these grades and they're assigned to you, I do suggest that you put them in the template because sometimes, for whatever reason, Georgia View will not give you access to your scores at some point. And I don't know why that happens, but it has been known to happen. So I would say to you, go ahead and just post those as you take the homework assignments and the examinations. Even if you can't see it, I can. But just so that you don't have to call me and try to get those grades, if you'll post them to the template each time that you do a grade, then um, that'll be beneficial for you and I, or you and me, I should say. um, okay, so I think there are a couple of dates and so forth that you need to be aware of. Usually, when we talk about these homework assignments, I'm going to give you a week in between. And so the week of 25 through 31, that's chapter 11, that's due on February the 7th. And as most of you are aware, when we hit the midterm point, that's when I cut off those. That's when the drop date, dead date is for all of those assignments on the first module. Now, for the first homework module, there will be 4 chapters that will be part of your midterm grade, simply because we're not at the 5th chapter yet. And the first examination, the midterm exam itself, will not be part of your midterm grade. Now, the midterm grades, they don't go forward for anything other than if you're doing very poorly. In other words, if you haven't done your homework assignments and you got zeros, or you fell out of bed on the first examination, and you have a score that's less than a C, then you'll be kind of flagged, and the administration will follow up to see if there's a problem or whatever. So just be aware of that and make sure that you're staying up with homework assignments, and understand that first one, the March 7th date. After that, on March the 8th, I'll go through, and any homework assignment that's not done, I'll assign it a 0. Um, and I am not going to open those back up. In accounting 1, I usually give students a good bit of leeway, but now you know how it works, so you should be fully aware of um, how to keep up with all your assignments and when the due dates are. So if you miss one for any reason, it's going to be a 0. Okay. So just make sure you get all those in. Again, I've given you ample opportunity to do it. You have a week in between, and then even then, I don't count off until we get to the very last date before the grades are going to be submitted for either midterm or final. Um, Again, your first homework assignment is going to be due the February the 7th, and then the second will be February the 14th. Note that the drop ad ends on February the 1st, and so that means that on February the 2nd, I will verify the rosters. And if you've missed a lot of time, you haven't signed into Georgia View because this is an online class, then you will be dropped from the class administratively. So try to avoid that. Attend, make sure you sign into Georgia View every couple of days, and that will prevent that from happening. If you go down through here, you'll find that there's just a repeat each time of these. So if you look at the first 4, the others follow along just like the first 4, just with the chapters changing and so forth. Every 4 weeks, you'll have an examination, basically, 3 exams through the first 12, and then um, the final exam, of course. And your final exam has been listed down here when it is due to occur. Um, and that's really about it. As I say, just make sure when you email me to my regular ABAC address. If you need to contact me beyond that, you can maybe write this down: 478-279-4139. That's my home phone number, my cell phone number is what I should say. It's my cell phone number, and you are welcome to contact me there. If you contact after 8 o'clock in the evening or on the weekends, you may not get a response, but otherwise, I'll try to respond to you as quickly as I can, and maybe in class or otherwise um, occupied. But as soon as I see your message, I will respond to it. And that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. Come and see me, whatever. If you do come to the office here in Lewis, just make sure that you mask up. We're pretty tight in this office, so and especially if you're going to come over and see something that I'm doing on a screen or whatever, you'll need to be masked up as I will in order to follow the COVID guidelines. Speaking of which, there at the end here, we have the safety in the academic environment, which has to do with the um, uh, COVID issues. So make sure you read that so you'll know what to do for this or any other class for that matter, if you're having some sort of an issue relative to the coronavirus. Other than that, that's basically it. I'll try to post it sometime this afternoon. And thank you very much for your attention.